How's it going, guys? Just looking at the weather map here as we're seeing some severe storms starting to kick off just north of Aberdeen on the coast. This cell is pretty much going to stay just to the north of Aberdeen. Some small hail associated with it. But everywhere else, like I said, we have this one cell that's over Grays Harbor and South Central Jefferson County for this cell. It's moving north at 35, pea-sized hail and wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour with it. Everywhere else, still kind of quiet. Some isolated thunderstorms trying to pop up here just to the south of Portland. And then right near the Rainier area as well, going up outside of Morton. But other than that, just kind of keeping our eye and seeing if any storms pop up from the severe thunderstorm watch that's in place. Haven't really seen any severe thunderstorm warnings issued with this yet. So, just gonna keep watching and see what happens with it. But at this current time, not really a whole lot going on. It's pretty quiet. Oops. I guess I did put that on there, didn't I? There we go. If you guys have any questions or anything, you guys can feel free to ask. I'm able to see everything on YouTube and Facebook. But like I said, just currently watching everything come through over here. Let's look and see what the water vapor shows. So seeing a lot of moisture coming up. Where exactly on the South Oregon? You like Florence or Lincoln City, Newport? Brookings, yeah, so you're probably going to see some decent storms coming in here to Brookings. But it won't be until later on. So already seeing some moisture moving in. But it won't be until a lot of this extra moisture, actually, let's see, you're going to get some of this dry air coming in, but when this low really starts coming, that's when everything will happen for you guys, especially so right here is this big storm. Brookings is right in here. This is all going to move right up in through Oregon and Washington. So each one of these is strong gusty winds. So it's kind of almost like how we get those bomb cyclones. So you're going to get some strong winds associated with this low as it pumps up and moves right up through. But my Doppler just doesn't pick it up. Yeah, West Portland, you still have a chance for storms. You're not all the way done yet, so you're actually getting some decent heavy rain right now with some of these thunderstorms. So this is using the Doppler here out of Portland in Vancouver. There's a Doppler right here. So we're seeing some heavy showers here. Looks like there's some to the south that are going to move up. And they're moving at 60 miles an hour, 74 miles an hour, 62, 66. So, I mean, they're moving really fast. I mean, you can see how fast they're moving up. So, don't think you're done. You still got. Actually, this one's actually detecting some a little bit of rotation with it, just north of St. Helens. Doppler indicating rotation with that cell. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the velocity. A little bit, not anything massive. Let's take a look at the storm velocity. Not really seeing anything on the storm velocity. Just on the south end of that cell, but like I said, everything's still moving up pretty quick. And you can see if I put it in motion, a lot of background noise. I'm not really catching any background noise on my end. So I got my dog right here snoring, but other than that, my feed isn't really picking up on a whole lot of background noise. Is that might be better now? I'll kill the mic a little bit so it's not picking up as strong. Let me know if that's better for you. Might be a little bit better or a whole lot better. But it looks like a lot of these cells are going to move up right through the Portland area. So yeah, Gresham. It's extremely humid because there's some clouds right over 84 near Troutdale, especially heading toward Biggs, Biggs Junction, and then coming down 97. So there's still 70 degrees out here with a dew point of 52. So it that's why it feels so humid out there. Man, that still seeing 70 degrees in Troutdale. But as you can see, this storm track right here is moving right for you. So here's Gresham, here's the lines where they're coming right for. This is the storm track. So this cell right here is moving at 83 miles an hour dead north. So this is going to come right up and affect you up here in Gresham. 50% reduction in noise. Is that better? That's too low. Check. Might be a little bit better there. So and it could also be the cord that I'm using might have a little bit of noise with it. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Callie. Let's see. See if I have another cord right here. I have another microphone cord, but I'm not sure where it got off to. Just trying to see if I could find it real quick to see if that's the problem with that cord. What did I do with that microphone cord? I had it somewhere. Let's see. Oh. Alright, hold on one sec. Let me switch microphone cords real quick. Is that any better? I just switched microphone cords. See if you're still getting any background noise. So, still there, volume overall is low. I have my phone on max and it's hard. I can bump up the volume, but I just didn't want that feedback to come back. I can always bump up the mic, I just didn't want any... Because I'm not picking up any... Let's see... See if that works better. So... So there's a 30% hail with this cell right here. It's moving up into Spanaway, saying hail probability 30%, severe hail 0. See if there's any more like that. We can switch. Which one is this? Severe thunderstorm warning? Nope, special weather statement. A strong thunderstorm will impact portions of Jefferson and southeastern Clallam counties through 6:45. At 6:08, Doppler was tracking... Oh, just got a new one on it, too. Doppler was tracking a strong thunderstorm 13 miles south of Hurricane Ridge, moving north at 35. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with this cell. Lightning can strike up to 10 miles away. Seek shelter. So, that's with this cell here. For Port Angeles, all the way toward Forks. Pretty well north of Aberdeen. So... So have a lot of we have a lot of snow on Rainier, and with the rain falling and everything, we'll have to watch and see if that melts any of it and have flooding concerns. Not seeing anything for as far as flood warnings or anything up with it, so and not getting any advisories right now either. But we still have several hours to go. Actually, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, because this severe thunderstorm warning only goes till 9. But we're already losing the heat of the day, so let's see if let's see if I come over here, I kill the radar, I turn that off. Let's see if we can pull up. So that's right now, well, that's at 7 o'clock. So at 7 o'clock, it's Doppler indicating there could be still some strong thunderstorms here. And let's see if we go, let's see if we go back to 6. So this is what it was projecting for 6 o'clock. And this is why we have a severe thunderstorm watch in place. You can see all the showers here moving right off the coast. So if we go, and then look at all the heavy rain that Doppler is projecting right about 9 o'clock tonight. Especially coming up through here, there's a lot of heavy rain that Doppler is indicating. Let's go to a different model. Let's see what GFS says. Oop. So seeing some strong rain here, and by 8 o'clock, a lot of that's well off to the north. Ooh, what was that? Well, let's kill that. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Wednesday will increase in snow melt. So that's with this hydro outlook. Primary concern is the John Day River So minor flooding. Let's see what's going on here in the coast here. Storm warning, gale warning. Seas 7 to 11 feet here in the purple zone. Well, blue now because I clicked on it. Winds from 15 to 25 knots with gusts to 30. Gale warning, south winds 20 to 30 knots with gusts up to 40 knots. Seas up 13 to 18 feet. Ooh. And then for the storm warning, seas up 19 to 24 feet. And that's from waters from Cape Falcon to Cape Foulweather, Oregon. So from 11 o'clock this evening till 8 o'clock Thursday morning is when these heavier winds are going to come in. And the reason why that is, let's see, let's come over here. Let's pull up the wind. Maybe. There we go. Let's pull up the centers. So here's the big area low pressure, and as tight as these isobars are, that's very strong winds. So you can see let's see if we can put this in. There we go. So as this continues to move closer to the coast, it's going to get very windy. So as this continues to get closer, looks like this area low pressure is going to come really close to in this section here. So this area is still under severe thunderstorm watch until 9 o'clock. Oh, I know why I did that. Let's turn up the composite. Come over here. Let's see. There we go. I'll turn that off for now. So it looks like we're going to hit Saanich right around 7:13 here on the west coast. So this is going to pretty much move right toward, especially with this strong cell, So, yeah, about 712. It says 713 up here, but eh, 712, 713. Next 39 minutes, 20 seconds until impact. Everything's moving really fast. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of organization anywhere. Just a lot of pop-up thunderstorms. Nothing with a whole lot of organization for this big, huge tennis ball size hail that everyone is reporting that this area is going to get. It's like, oh, tennis ball size hail. I'm like, I don't see that happening. But you know how all the hypes are. You gotta really worry about everything. So like, yeah, I don't see any. I really don't see that happening. But you always got the people that says, "Oh, that can happen." It's like, yeah, I don't see it, but oh, my local news says this. Like, yeah, I don't see that happening. Nothing against your local news, because I have family that lives up here in Washington. And it's like, our local news is saying, I'm like, yeah, don't see that happening. Like, the biggest hail I've ever seen in Oregon or Washington is like marble size. I haven't seen golf ball. I haven't, and they're saying tennis ball. Yeah, don't see that happening. But like I said, even with the strongest cells, golf golf balls pushing it, and tennis ball is really pushing it. Really, really pushing it. If you're saying that there's going to be tennis ball size hail, I think that's what one lead meteorologist from one of the news stations up there in Washington, like, oh, tennis ball size hail. Like, I don't think so. Because I have family all in this area, right here, right where all these little storms are. And like, I don't think that's ever gonna happen. But I mean, we don't we don't have the dynamics that it takes to get golf ball, tennis ball, baseball. We don't have it. We just absolutely do not have the dynamics that it takes to get that, because in order for you to get that, you have to have a huge strong updraft, and we don't get strong updrafts on the west coast. For one, we depend on the sun. When all these storms kicked off earlier, it was still almost 80 degrees in the valley. Now it's 64, 63. But if we go back, let's see if we can go. There's 75, 72, 75, 81 here. I mean, and then as quick as the rain moved in, it cooled off. I mean, I'll go all the way out. So 73, 74, 75, and as quick as it started raining and clouding up to really fuel the instability, that is when everything started popping, and that was it. But it takes a lot to get a strong updraft to support that big a hail, and we just don't get it here on the West Coast. One, oh, it's not like the Midwest. It's not like out here. You get the cold air coming out of Canada. You get this warm Gulf, like what they're getting right now. They're getting this warm air in Texas coming off the Gulf, but there's no cold front. There's nothing to drag down, and then hot air's trying to rise, cool air's trying to fall, and then you get that mixing layer, and then you need shear. You get shear from different directions, you can get a strong updraft. We don't have that here at all. Just the dynamics that it takes to get that big a hail, we don't got. So a lot of it's fear mongering. Oh, we're gonna get this. It's gonna come. And look at it. I mean, it's already 6:41. The heat of the day is already past. And all the stronger cells are up here to the north. Yeah, this cell did go through Aberdeen quite a bit ago. I mean, if we put it in motion, there we go. Come on. You can see there's that cell right there, and it's still holding together, and it formed right to the west of Chehalis. So here it is. Boom, hits Aberdeen. We can zoom in. Here it is, comes in right here, blows up, and then now it's all the way up here already in the top part of Washington. Here it is, and that's where it is now. But so far, that's been the strongest cell. I mean, we're getting some heavier rain here in Lakewood and Spanaway, up by Tacoma and Lakewood. So that's going to affect the little bit of the airport travel. We got some strong showers just to the east of Rainier. Has some strong showers just down, coming up close to Winlock. Some heavy showers over Longview. Vancouver, it's pretty much clouds, maybe a mist over Vancouver. But as far as that huge, deep convection that we were expecting to have, we haven't got it. Haven't got it at all. So even my Doppler was picking up on a lot more activity than what we've seen. And we just haven't seen it. Haven't really seen too many hooks. The cells, if we put it in motion, We haven't really gotten a whole lot. Actually, while I have that, let's go back to Nax Red. We'll pull up reflectivity. Let's look, we'll pull up Doppler from there. Actually, let's go up and see what's going on up here with the North Doppler. Maybe. Thinking. Maybe thinking. Maybe a little bit. Come on. Come on. So we are seeing some hail trying to mix in here, especially if I put it in. You can see some hail detection, 50%. Aberdeen, not really a whole lot. And this Doppler's down. Can't even use this Doppler's in red. Go figure. But we are seeing some heavy rain here. Let's look and see anything on. Let's look and see if anything's up on the velocity. A little bit of rotation just over DuPont. Not a lot. Very weak rotation. Anything down to the south. A little bit near Windlock, there's a little bit of rotation. Let's go back to a little bit here. Doppler indicating a little bit, like literally a little bit. But that's still kind of far. Let's pull up this Doppler, see what this Doppler says. A little bit. There's a little bit of upper level rotation up here. Not anything to write home about. Just a little bit right around this cell. Let's pull up base velocity. Let's see if I turn that off. Maybe that helps. Not really seeing a whole lot. A little bit here and there in Oregon, especially near Tangent. A little bit. Not anything that I think will produce a... You might see a brief funnel somewhere, but nothing, especially with some of these stronger cells, especially this one. Hail probability 70%. Just to the south of Salem. It's going to move up through Woodburn here. Let's see. Can I get a storm track on that? Is it going to give me a storm track? Let's go back. Let's go back to composite. And let's turn off the Nax Red. Yeah, it's not going to give me a... It's not going to give me a storm track on it yet. It might. We'll give it a few more minutes and see if it picks up a storm track. Yeah, baseball size hail for the Pacific Northwest, yeah, that's a fluke. That is not going to happen. Absolutely is not going to happen. I wonder if I could even find that. I wonder if I can. Someone, I think a friend sent that to me on Facebook. Let me look. Let me see if I can find that. I think Michael sent me that. Let's see. There we go. Let's see. If I make this smaller. Let me put that smaller. Take this and drag that. There we go. And if I add source, let's see, picture, image, add source, new source, we'll call it fake news. We'll call it fake news. There we go. Yeah, we'll call it fake news. And then we'll add source. I will click on this and look. Let me look. Where is it at? It's on my desktop. Right there. Open. Done. Okay. And I will make this smaller. Just so we can all. So meteorologist Chris Nunley, you guys might know him. I don't live up there. There is now a level 2 out of 5 or slight risk for parts of the Pacific Northwest. Yellow highlighted areas. Oop. I don't want to play with that. Crap. Oh. In this area, let me bring that just a touch smaller. So, this level 2 severe risk includes Seattle, Portland, and the entire I-5 corridor from Everett to Eugene. Scattered severe storms are likely, and the strongest could produce up to tennis ball size hail. Okay. Whatever the good stuff, they must have some good stuff up there in the Pacific Northwest, because tennis ball size hail for the Pacific Northwest. You're on something, buddy. You're on something if you're calling for it. I've never seen it in my 43 years of life, in my over 20 years of doing weather. Have I ever seen anything bigger than that? Anything bigger than that in the Pacific Northwest? Ever. And you're calling for tennis ball. Tennis ball. You're calling for tennis ball when you've only gotten that. And you're thinking you're going to get that? Yeah. Someone's buying that indoor stuff in the Pacific Northwest, I'm telling you. Damaging winds, lightning, and a few tornadoes within the level 2 severe, which is this yellow, which is also the level 2 severe is down here all the way past Seattle. So this is, here's Seattle, this is all the level 2 zone right here. Oop. Can you guys even see this picture? Can you see the picture right there? Or, I guess right there? Do you see the picture on the screen? So, the same hazards are possible within the level 1 risk area, but not the activity that will be more isolated in nature. Please note, not every storm will be producing hail that large or tornadoes. Yeah. Can you guys see the image? Is the image up right there next to me? But okay. Just wanted to make sure I'm not just sitting here reading. But yeah, I don't ever. Yeah, I'm just gonna shut up, cause yeah, I'm just gonna shut up. Oh, tennis ball size hail, man. Ooh. Someone needs to go back to meteorology school, cause that's a far reach. That is a huge, far, far of a reach. Because I've only seen half-inch diameter hail in the Pacific Northwest. Maybe a quarter, a little bit bigger than a quarter, and that's it. That is as far as I've ever seen. Maybe like that. And that's it, because we depend on the sun. We're not in Tornado Alley. Our updrafts have never been strong enough to support ever. Ever has it ever. So, let's see. Here we go. Got a new storm track here with this cell. It's Milwaukee, Gresham. There you go, Amber. Gresham at 742. This currently over Salem. So we're looking, let's see, we can pull up through Sandy. We can come in here a little bit tighter. We go to Gresham in the next 45 minutes and 43 seconds until impact for the Gresham area here. Here's Gresham. And we're at about 742. Yeah. So next 45 minutes until impact. Troutdale, we're looking about 48 minutes in Troutdale with the projection of this cell. Camas, we're at about 50 minutes, 51 minutes until it hits Camas. Eastern Portland, just on the edge. About 41 minutes for you. 41 minutes until it hits. If you're in Lake Oswald, you got about 34 minutes. You are getting some heavy rain right now, but this will not probably come this won't come close to Tigard. Wilsonville, 24 minutes. If you want some decent rain, some pea-size hail, maybe a little bit bigger than pea-size. You might find Penny, but Penny is pushing it. Penny is definitely pushing it. In the next 24 minutes, Woodburn. You got 12 minutes in Woodburn. Just on the outskirts of Woodburn. You literally got to be on the eastern side of Woodburn to get part of this cell. Like I said, about 12 minutes for you. So that's this cell right here. Currently over Jefferson and Turner. So storm tracking pulls it right up at 40 miles an hour. And this special weather statement, actually, let me bring my screen in just a little bit. There we go. So this special weather statement will expire at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. That's was issued 4 minutes ago. So we'll keep our eye on that. Quarter size hail. Max hail size. Quarter inch. Moving north at 59 miles an hour. I click on the storm track. It tells me everywhere it's going to go right here. In the next 40 minutes. And I mean, it is just now 7 o'clock. And we finally getting a little bit of action here. It's taken that long to get something. Not really seeing a whole lot up here in Tacoma. Some heavier rain. Probably affecting the airport just a little bit. But not seeing a whole lot. Maybe a little bit of some isolated heavy showers just to the west of Aberdeen. Westport. It's gonna probably seeing some good, decent sized lightning in Westport. If you're there enjoying some of the great seafood restaurants that are there in Westport, especially Ocean Shores. Ocean Shores has some good ones too. But Lincoln City, not really a whole bunch in Lincoln City if you're there at the oh, what's the name of that casino? Chilliwack Casino. It's where we have our big car show in August. Is it in August? Yeah, it's in August. So, let's see. Let me see some of these comments. Let's see. One of the big YouTube storm chaser and meteorologist said there was going to be gorilla size hail here today. Yeah, they're buying some of that indoor stuff that meteorologist dude's buying from, and they're all sharing. Yeah, gorilla size hail. Not in the Pacific Northwest. Not even in California. Not in Oregon. You're not gonna see gorilla-sized hail this side of the Rockies. Oh wait, this side of the Rockies. Maybe in Nebraska and Kansas, Oklahoma. Not here. We don't have what it takes to get that at all. Let's see. Lived here all my life. Biggest I've seen is quarter size. Me too. Awesome. Been bummed because I love thunderstorms. So yeah, I mean, just so let's see. We're gonna get a hail threat? No, 70%. Let's see how big this hail is. Let's look. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull up. differential maybe? Not differential. It's not KUP. I guess it's not going to show it. Let's see if we can even get an idea on how tall some of these thunderstorms are. Maybe. Maybe it might work. Maybe. Yeah, maybe not. Let's see. But a lot of these cells, as quick as they form, they die. You know why? Because they're convective. As soon as the heat goes, the cells die. The heat, as long as the sun's up and it's somewhat heating up the atmosphere, we'll have storms. As soon as the sun goes down, everything will go because they lost the heat. Out here on the west coast, you gotta have heat. You gotta have instability. With no instability, there's no storms. And we're already in the 50s, 60s, 60s, 50s. Let's pull that in motion. So 72s, and then it quickly drops in Corvallis. Same here. Was in the near 70. Oh, there's 70 up just south of Tacoma. And as soon as the rain starts, then it's already dropping. You can see that sun. It heated up, but as soon as the rain and stuff moves in, how quick it cools down. 80 degrees, 81 in Longview. And then look how quick it dropped. Look how quick it drops. There's 80 degrees in Longview, 81. And it drops. That's how, these are the convective. Watch. See these storms right here form? Boom. They're forming. They're dead. As soon as they get their burst, so they grow, they form, they put out all their energy, and they die. That is a convective thunderstorm. That is what we get here in the Pacific Northwest, in Oregon, in California. That's this type of storms we get. They're not long-lived. They're not supercells. Supercells can go for hundreds of miles. We don't really get that strong supercell here. We've had thunderstorms that have formed a supercell that formed on this edge of the valley, went across the valley, and then hit the foothills, and they die. But I mean, we get those. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. We get them. They drop some hail. They cover the road. 3 inches, 4 inches of hail. Maybe a little funnel cloud. Maybe a tornado. But it's rare. It's very rare. But it's springtime. It was 80 degrees. Yesterday here in Northern California was 80 degrees. But, you know, with more heating comes that risk of stronger thunderstorms. But it takes a lot to get that. It's not something that just forms so quick. So Yeah, this one will be heading toward Gresham. Where are we at right now? We are looking right about 32 minutes for Gresham. About 32 minutes until impact. So, and 7:42. So yeah, it's 7:10. So next half an hour should should see something nice. I mean, you're getting some strong rain and maybe some gusty winds right now with this cell that's currently over you, which it took this long just to even get that. But the heavier stuff is up here right off of 84 and close to 5. There's some heavier rain here. Seeing another cell forming here just near Astoria, getting ready to move up right out of Washington or out of Oregon and into the Washington side. Actually, no, that is Washington. That's already is Washington. Astoria is in Washington. Well, it's right on the border. So, not seeing anything severe. Not seeing, nothing has been severe. So, it's been yes, we've gotten thunderstorms. Not going to say you haven't. But anything on that severe wise, we haven't seen it. We haven't seen the severe thunderstorm warning all day. Have not seen it. Special weather statements, yes, we've gotten maybe, what, four? Four special weather statements? Let's see. There's one. That's a special weather statement. And this was the best. This actually said, and this is a special weather statement, so there's two. So we've gotten two so far. Nothing to the south. Three, four. Five. So we've gotten 5 special weather statements all day. Have not seen anything on the severe side. Have not seen any type of severe thunderstorm warning. Haven't seen a tornado warning. Haven't seen, I mean, the special weather statement is just saying, hey, there's going to be a thunderstorm. It's going to come over you. It's probably going to have some thunder and some lightning and some heavy rain, maybe some 40-mile-per-hour winds, maybe some pea-size hail, but nothing severe. Have not seen that severe risk that, that they issued this huge outlook for. I mean, oh, we got this one near Roseburg. Hey, that's just on the edge of that area. So, I mean, starting to see some rain come into Northern California, but other than that, I mean, what is it at my house? 60 something? 63 right now? 63. Pretty close to 63 right now. And 15-mile-per-hour winds. I believe it. It's pretty windy outside. So this is a special weather statement. So we've gotten 6. We've gotten 6 special weather statements. But nothing severe. Nothing that, watch out for tornadoes. I haven't seen it. Haven't even seen a cell strong enough to even get to that port with rotation, and it just has not came to that part yet. So far, it just looks like today's been a lot of fear mongering and hyping something up that, oh, we're gonna see baseball size hail. Hey, if I'll book a flight up to Seattle if they're gonna be baseball size hail in Seattle. Because I would love to see that. But for issuing a slight risk from the SPC, let's see, maybe, might be able to. Um, let's see. But the SPC and the National Weather Service, they just don't do very well for the Pacific. Anywhere on the Pacific. It doesn't matter if it's Washington, Oregon, California. They either say nothing's going to happen and we get 3 inches worth of hail on the highway, or they say something's going to happen and it's a bust. It's just how it is. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind coming on here and talking weather. But it doesn't take a storm for me to want to go live and talk weather. But let's see. If I turn. Let me turn this off. Let's go to next red. Well, Doppler is indicating rain over Gresham. So that's why it's green. But you can see the difference between using the Doppler right here and using the national Doppler. See the difference? That's the national Doppler. This is local Doppler. And let's see what's up here. Let's use the Cadix up here by Mount Vernon. Let's go through here. And, it's picking up on some heavy rain. And that's that Doppler. It's picking up on some real heavy rain near Federal Way, in Kent, in Tacoma, Spanaway, Elk Plain. Doppler indicating heavy, heavy rain. So let's look and see if anything here would be what consider rotation. Let's look and see if Doppler indicating any type of rotation. Not really. Because it would be more near. Let's look at the velocity. So right in through here, maybe right on through here. So let's go back and look at velocity. Yeah, there's a little bit of rotation with some of these cells right where that heavy pocket is. Let's look and see. Yeah, maybe a little. This is the best right in through here, especially near Renton. But we're not seeing this correlation between the reds and the greens mixing real tight to each other that would symbolize like strong rotation. You need you need something like this that shows a strong, this is just upper level, but this is also over mountains. So the odds of seeing anything over the mountains right there, slim to none. And this could just be winds coming around the mountain peaks. But it sees it does that because Doppler look straight. They look out. They don't look up. They look out. So if it's right here, it looks out and then sends pings out as it turns around, and then it waits for those pings to come back, and then it says, "Oh, it's." But yeah. Let's go back here to. Let's go back to the Doppler outside of Portland. Come on, load. But there's nothing over here. You see how this. What's that? Is that a new one? A strong thunderstorm will impact east central Polk, west central Clackamas, southeastern Yamhill. Yaml? We'll say Yaml. Northwestern Marion and southeastern Washington counties through 7:30 at 6:54. That's old. That's so old. That's not a new special weather statement. See? That's what I'm telling you. It flashes like that, like something new's happening, and it's all old. So let's go back to reflectivity. Come on. Load. Thank you. But you see how quick this is falling apart? It's just barely past Woodburn. And it's not like what it was. It was stronger. It was really strong, but that's what I'm telling you. You see how these storms, look how intense it is back here. Look how strong it is. And then, over the series of time, there's not really much left. Because it grows, it reaches top intensity, and then it dies. It's just, there's not enough instability. There's not enough instability to support. If you can't even support a thunderstorm, how are you going to get baseball-sized hail? Just doesn't happen. The cells just aren't living long enough. That's what time is that? 6:57. That's at 6:57. This is 6:50. So at 6:50 it looks decent. At 6:57 still pretty decent. 7:04. 7:23. Not really much there, is it? It's just there's just not enough instability. I mean, there's just not enough instability for these cells. 20% hail risk. 20% hail risk. Severe hail probability, 0. 0. These cells, there's just not enough instability to keep these cells going. It's already 55, 61. It was almost 80 degrees, 75 degrees in this area earlier. Now it's already in the low 60s and mid 50s. That they just suck the heat out of the atmosphere that quick. And there's just not enough there to keep these cells going. If there's not enough there to keep these cells going, then there's not enough to sustain them long enough to go severe. That's the problem. These cells cannot live long enough to go severe. I mean, as soon as they pop, they die. They're just nothing. I didn't even understand the severe thunderstorm watch. It's kind of a waste. Kind of is. It's kind of a waste. There was a lot of hype and not anything to follow it up. So it's as quick as these cells get that heat from the atmosphere, it starts cooling off. But that's what a thunderstorm is. It's a cooling effect. Rain is a cooling effect. Why we have rain? Well, it's trying to cool down the atmosphere. That's what rain does. That's the whole point of rain. Is the scientific reason is that it's a cooling effect. It cools. So snow, cooling effect. Wind, believe it or not, is a cooling effect. You know, all these people talk about these greenhouse gases and how bad CO2 and carbon dioxide is. Well, rain, with the more carbon dioxide, we're going to get more rain. Yes, that is very true. With more carbon dioxide, you will get more rain. You know why? Because it's a cooling effect. It's going to cool the atmosphere. So when we go into our next ice age, it's going to be a cooling effect. A few of my friends spent hours preparing for the storm today because of what they predicted. Bubble wrapping their car. Bubble wrapping cars. Oh. Yeah. It's what happens when you watch the liberal news. My bad. Didn't say that. The sky is falling. Bubble wrap your car. Tennis balls are going to be falling from the sky. Didn't happen. Guy must have thought he woke up from a dream and thought he was in Oklahoma. In which way? Do I think smaller cell sizes shall be more effective for understanding? In what sense? In what pretext? I mean, this cell's all but pretty much dead. You may not see it before it gets to Gresham. It might be completely toast before it gets there. This cell may just is starting to form, and this storm track is taking it right toward Gresham as well. You can see the box. So this one's going to track pretty close. This one probably has more of a chance of doing something than this one. This one's pretty much on a dying trend. This one's on a pretty fast dying trend. I mean, like I said, if I back it up, you can pretty much see it its whole life. It's getting strong. It was strong at this point. Yeah, I said, oh man, that would probably have a good chance of hitting Gresham, but over. I mean, there's really nothing left. Just some pop-up showers here. But this one looks like it hasn't fully formed yet. Look, I mean, look at the showers that are coming together here. Nothing here, and then look how quick it's popping. Now this one, again, it goes, it forms, it matures, and it dies. As quick as that formed, over 20 minutes. 20 minutes? Let's see. 7:04. 7:31. 27 minutes. Went from nothing to something in 20 minutes. 27 minutes. That's the instability. That's the. And then take a look in the next 20 minutes. It'll probably be on its weakening. It's just how it goes. That's how these cells are. It never has a chance to reach the intensity and the strong updraft and everything just roaring together. I mean, that cell right there is probably only producing pea to maybe marble size hail at best. And how are you supposed to get baseballs? It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen here. Yes, all rain is a cooling effect. Doesn't matter if it's in the tropical savanna, in the desert, or anything else. Rain is a cooling effect. It is the earth trying to cool itself down. That is what rain does. That's what snow does. That's what wind is. Wind, all weather is a cooling effect on this planet. Believe it or not, it is. You know how I know? I went to meteorology school. You know what the very first thing they teach you? There's no such thing as global warming. You know why? Because our planet's been rising since the end of the last ice age. It will continue to rise until the start of the next ice age. The Big Bang was a warming effect. It will continue to warm until the next ice age. There is how do you expect all the record droughts in the 1920s? How do you explain all the droughts in the late 1800s? There were no cars on the streets in the late 1800s. Everybody had horses and carriages. There was no mass production, huge industry, steel and stuff in those days. Everything was pretty much wood. So where did all these droughts come from? How did all these big hurricanes form back in those days? But unfortunately, we had no way of tracking how strong they were. because the technology wasn't there. But there is no such thing as global warming. Our planet will continue to warm and grow in warmth until the start of the next ice age. So, you know where they teach you that? Meteorology school. It's true. It's very true. So, it doesn't matter if you're a Republican, doesn't matter if you're a liberal, science is science. It doesn't matter. It has absolute science has absolutely no bearing on politics besides the scientific fact that our planet is continuing to rise in heat and will produce more rain and will produce more weather until when? The next ice age. And then it will be producing even more weather, but it would all be snow. And we won't be able to grow food because it'll be snowing in the valleys of California and the mountains of California and the valleys all across Oregon and Washington. It will all be snow and ice, and our planet will cool 10 degrees, and there will be no summer because it will still continue to snow in the middle of summer. And that happens, go to South America. When when this little volcano called Yellowstone goes, this one right here, I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't think it would. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull that. Let's see. Background? Nope. Curious? Oh, none? Oh, not gonna work it. Not gonna work how I want it to. Maybe. Hold on. There we go. There's winds here. So when Yellowstone goes, the winds that blow everything this way will prevent that ash and everything from South America. So there's trade winds, winds that blow this way, and then you have the equator, and then winds that blow that way, and then everything is just reversed. So, but if you're in this area, you'd probably be pretty well off. So, yeah, let's see. Go back. Yeah, yep. But the trade winds all around the equator will prevent ash from going to southern California, well, the southern South America. We'll also do the same in India. The trade winds will blow it, and because there will be a lot of ash surrounding the north part of the equator. But below the equator, everyone's going to be migrating. All humans will be migrating from North America down to South America. We'll all be pouring into Mexico, breaking in to go to Mexico, and just keep heading south. Because that'd be pretty much the only way you're not going to starve to death. So, but yeah, doesn't look like a whole lot's going on. As quick as these cells are popping, they're dying. What do we have? This one's still 741. Let's see. Let's go back to composite. So there's some thunderstorms, some heavy rain. Seems like a lot of it's dying out, because still 68 and 72 near Bend. A lot of the heat's still over here, especially up near Camp Pendleton and Walla Walla, Kennewick. Still pretty warm on this side. Out in the desert area of eastern Washington and eastern Oregon. But on the west side of the mountains, 50s. '73 in the Dalles. Then you go back over toward Troutdale, it's in the low 60s. So we'll see how things go, but I think everything's pretty much wrapping itself out. You're probably going to see some stronger rain and everything coming in through Aberdeen here in the next 10 minutes associated with this little cell. So let's see. So that was for today. Slight risk. Where else did they? Isolated thunderstorms in Texas. For tomorrow, what are we looking at? Could see some isolated thunderstorms again here tomorrow as that low is moving onshore. Looks like a slight risk of severe weather out in Kansas and Nebraska, Iowa, and Missouri. That's tomorrow. Friday, maybe some isolated thunderstorms pretty much across Tornado Alley. Maybe some stronger cells up through Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, and even Wisconsin, and then down here across the Gulf. Looks like we're going to get some onshore here. Day 4, nothing. Day 5, hey, maybe another tornado outbreak across the Midwest and the Gulf states. So that's day 5. So today's day 1. Today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that'd be Sunday. And then by Monday, it looks like it's all the Gulf Coast and up through Richmond, Virginia, down through North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and the New Orleans area of Louisiana. So looks like we might be able to get some good severe weather here coming up. So looks like might get to be live again on day 5 and 6. But today, not really seeing it. Not really seeing it for today. Let's look and see. Wonder if we can still pull visible satellite. It's starting to get dark. Yep. Sun's going down. Here's your low pressure. You can see right where the sun is. Sun is right about here. It's already dark because the visible satellite is no longer working. Let's go infrared. Infrared works on heat. Come on. Come on, infrared. There we go. That's a good thing about heat. You can always use the infrared. As soon as it all picks up. So here's your area low pressure. That's getting closer to the coast. And a lot of high cloud tops. A lot of, this is all during the heat of the day. And then as it starts cooling off, everything starts dying. So, especially, it's already in the low 30, mid 30s here in Brookings. Cooled off really quick. So some showers on the way. Looks like got some moisture coming in here already for that's starting to come in where I live. So I live right here. So looks like got some clouds trying to form. For the infrared. So not really a whole lot going on. It's pretty quiet. Pretty quiet. So that's a big difference. That's a huge difference. This one says this cell's stronger. This one says, not so much. See what the base says. Nothing. Wow. Thunderstorm? No thunderstorm. But you can see where the cloud tops are. composite? Not composite. Oh. See what my other Doppler says. See see if it agrees or disagrees. And matches this one. Yeah, they're identical. Here's a little pop. There's a little. Here's that. They're pretty much identical. So, I guess we'll use this one instead. Because this one shows the cloud tops and everything, like the size of the cell. But this one shows pretty much what's, I guess, what's fallen. This is the base reflectivity. This is the composite reflectivity. But, yeah. Hey. Are you crying? Huh? What you crying for? What are you crying? Hey. Come here. You need to go outside or something? You want to go outside? Is that why you're crying? You want to go outside? Outside? Come on. Come on. Outside. Come on. Oh. Oh, well, like I said, pretty much a quiet evening. So there's only another hour left of this severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, sorry, severe thunderstorm watch. There's no warnings anywhere. So this is set to expire at 9 o'clock. And just let her out. That's what that's doing, huh? Let's see. Let's see if I can change that. I'll put the camera down here. So, already 6:54, or sorry, 7:54. So really don't have that much more of. Let's see if I can bring that in a little bit. And there. So, not a whole lot going on. Not really seeing a whole lot more coming in comments or anything, but it's pretty quiet. Pretty quiet. Let's see. Getting buoy information here. Continuous wind observation at Newport. Winds at 25 miles per hour, gusting to 37. What do we got here? 22 gusting to 29, right on that outer band. Special weather statement with this cell. A strong thunderstorm will impact parts of eastern Douglas County through 8 o'clock. Not really a whole lot going. Might have a chance. Might have a chance. Maybe if this continues to hold together, it's getting there. It's moving at 55 miles an hour. So, I mean, still have a chance. I mean, it doesn't have that much further to go. I mean, you might, could. But I mean, everything is just popping so quick. I mean, now it's dark, so there's no heat. With no heat, there's no storms. With no storms, there's no thunder. So you might be able to catch a little something, but I think if anything, you might catch a sprinkler too. Did they end that? Was that out here earlier? I guess not. Oh, I guess it was like that the whole time. Huh, go figure. Alright. I figured that yeah, they pretty much ended most of this. See how this border's changing? How this is like this in this box? So they're slowly starting to kill. See how this one's way over here and this line's way over here? So this is active severe thunderstorm watch. This no longer is. So they're slowly, it's slowly ending. That's the difference. How you have the red here, but then the line is way up here. So looks like they're slowly letting parts of it expire, ever so slightly. You see. No, I guess not. I guess it's always been like that. It's just by county, I guess, because this follows that line. Even though this box is way big, I guess not. Okay, never mind. Stand corrected. The composite is nice. The composite shows some decent storms over. Then you go to the base and it's just rain. But this shows the cloud tops and everything over the area. So let's pull that up. Let's go to this Doppler. Let's go to the base reflectivity. Let's get an idea of what this Doppler is actually. Helps if I turn it on. So, some rain. Some little thunderstorms embedded here. So let's look at the Doppler here. So, got some storms probably that will make it to Gresham. Doesn't look like a whole lot has, but this might have a chance. Might have a chance. Might get a heavy rain. You never know. Doesn't look like a whole lot more is really going on. I mean, got some storm tracks kicking up, but not really a whole lot really going on. We call this a bust in the weather business. When they predict that the sky is gonna fall and it doesn't fall, we call that a bust. Yeah, Tacoma, of course. Let me switch Dopplers. Let me switch to this Doppler. Pretty much all the heavy stuff is already moved out of Tacoma. So this was the cell that just moved through. So probably, oh, let's do this. So this is 7 o'clock. Right at 7:30. And now current. So pretty much everything has already moved through for the Tacoma area. And everything's going to continue to move up. Might have another chance here with this cell as it's coming up. So but everything's pretty much moved through to Tacoma, but within the next 20 minutes, maybe 20 to 25 minutes, you might have another round of showers moving in. I don't need to exaggerate clicks or views. I have 30,000 followers on Facebook. Um, I just started YouTube, so my numbers aren't really that big on YouTube. I don't even know what I am on YouTube. I couldn't tell you. let me look. Let's see. Pull up National Storm Center. I don't even think I'm maybe 10,000. I don't know. I haven't looked, honestly. I don't even know what I am on YouTube. 4,900. So, which was, but I'm a lot bigger on Facebook. I started on Facebook back in, I started my weather page back in 2010. So over the last 15 years, and I'm right around 30,000 followers. And I go out and chase in the Midwest and go chase tornadoes, and I travel all over the country and go do weather. People said there might be hail the size of golf balls. Will that happen? No. It's not gonna happen. There's nothing left. If you were maybe thinking about earlier when the storms really popped, when it was 70 degrees and 80 degrees in Longview, and now it's 57. Actually, let's do it this way. Oh, haven't done this for a minute. Let's see. If you look, it's only 57 degrees right here. So it's really cooling off really quick. I don't even know if that, my microphone, you guys hear the microphone okay? Oh, hold on, let me kill that chat. There we go. That's better. So if we look back, let me turn this one. Let's turn that radar off. Let's go back to composite. Let me zoom out just a little bit. So when everything first started, this is now right back several hours ago. When everything really started, like how a lot of these cells were really starting to boom, there was a better chance of it then. Especially with these cells right here. All of these had a better chance of producing hail. The way they are now, not at all. It is completely, all the heat is already gone out of the atmosphere. So you're not going to see anything right along this front for the rest of the night. You might see some strong, heavy rain, but big hail, not at all. Not gonna see it at all. So maybe a little pop up through here and up and through, but other than that, just little showers. Some little showers up in Aberdeen, right along the coast. That's following this bead. So everything is flowing right around the low pressure. So if we continue to move out, let's come to the infrared. Maybe. There we go. So everything is flowing around this low pressure. And let's go up like that. Here's the center of the low pressure. That's going to keep moving closer to the coast. So that's why there's gale warnings. That's why there's heavy wind warnings, everything right along the coast. Because of this. That's going to keep moving through. And then more rain, more wind will come in, but all this is flowing right around, and as that low interacted with the heat, we had these pop-up storms. Not gonna see a whole lot more for the rest of the night. More on the effects of some showers and some easy showers, maybe some small embedded thunderstorms, but definitely not going to see any type of golf ball or 10 tennis ball, baseball, not gonna see it. Not gonna see it at all. So whatever that they were thinking that they saw didn't materialize. So not gonna happen. So just it just didn't materialize. It's just not there. So yeah, I love using the green screen. It's nice for when tornadoes are forming and you can go and show the rotation and how everything is forming. That's pretty much why I have that. So, but didn't get to use it tonight. I had everything ready to go, had the camera set, just didn't get to. Thought I was gonna get to zoom in and show some stuff, but apparently not. It's worth a shot. I wanted to. A lot of people they're in it for the clicks. I'm not in it for the clicks. Um, I I have no reason to. I'm not a fear monger. I if I see something that warrants the risk, like last week when we were seeing all the tornado outbreak across the Midwest and Louisiana and Mississippi, and yeah, I I I was talking a lot different than I am tonight. But you know how I'm going to be talking Sunday over this, maybe show if it works. There we go. When I'm going to be talking a lot different about this severe weather threat back across Missouri and Arkansas and Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, because back in through here's Mayfield, and Mayfield's already had a big tornado, and they're back in this risk for severe weather again on Sunday. So yeah, with all the big tornadoes that have been going through Illinois and Indiana and Ohio in the years past, yeah, I'm going to be talking a lot different on Sunday, but today, we're dealing with this, and there's just no reason to hype it up and to blow it out of proportion for what? I get enough clicks. I get enough as it is. I don't need to fearmonger and tell everyone that to go outside and bubble wrap their car to protect it from hail. I don't have to do that. On Sunday, yeah, I probably will be doing that on Sunday. I'll say, yeah, you might want to park your car underneath something else. Uh, but there's just no point in doing it for this. But if you get the chance to subscribe on YouTube, I hope you do. Like I said, I chase a lot, so let's see if this works. I don't think that's what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Let's see. Window capture. see if that works. Let's see. Guess that's not what I want. Let's see if this will work. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if I can do display. That one? Okay. So let's see. Hey, I'm live right now. So, yeah, 29,000. So, everything is always on here. So, you can always see I post a lot. So, especially chasing. I was just chasing here in Northern California. So, a lot of videos. A lot of stuff that I haven't added to the YouTube side yet. Especially from Wynn, Arkansas. There's a lot of good videos out here from Arkansas that from, I guess that's already almost 2 years ago. Wow. Almost 2 years ago to the day. So but I do chase the Midwest a lot. Can't believe it's already been 2 years since the last big tornado outbreak I was on. But so early in the season, I spend all my money to go out and chase something like this, and it just doesn't work. Oh, I guess like that, because the warnings are on that side. So I go out and chase something like this and go, oh, look at that, it's gonna, oh, and then nothing happens, and then it's like, it takes away from my next chase and the next chase and the next chase when something bigger is happening. So I kind of really am limited on my selection. I rather go out for a big chase like on Sunday. I rather go out on Sunday in that big area of severe weather versus something that's like, I don't know. So, but what do we have? We have 40 minutes left until this watch expires. So, I've been here this long, I might as well be here for the next 40 minutes too. Even though I don't really see anything that's gonna happen. I mean, everything's pretty much on a dying trend, as you can see. Not really a whole lot going on. It looks like that heavy rain is just starting to come into the Gresham area. looks like looks like you might be getting lucky. Let's look at the local Doppler instead of the national one. Let me turn that off. Let's pull up the Doppler here. Yeah. Local Doppler agrees. Yeah, maybe some heavy rain finally. Maybe a little. Might might see some flashes of lightning out to your east. good chance of that. Doppler would agree. Might see some flashes out there. Might just finally start getting a little bit of a moderate rain. Maybe a little. Like, nope, it's only sprinkling. I think my Doppler's broke. No. But there's really not much going on. And I mean, you get another cell right here that's trying to pop again. But there's really not a lot going. It's pretty quiet. Yeah, I've been too. I'm 43 and yep, I've chased my dreams literally. So, I was 13 years old telling my parents I'm going to do this and they're like, "Oh, okay. Sure." I did it. But I've been been in the weather business for since I was a teenager. But used to track tornadoes and track hurricanes on a map that I made and would plot and forecast, and it's where it all begins. If you want to do it, you can definitely learn. There's so much out there. Let's see. Troutdale. Let's see. A few miles west. No. Because this is saying if you're anywhere between Troutdale and Fairfield, I mean, looks like there's some pretty good rain falling out. So, and this is using this is using this Doppler. So, this is what this Doppler is seeing over Gresham and Troutdale. So, it's seeing moderate rain. Not the heaviest rain. The heaviest rain's out here by Biggs Junction. But maybe a little. Maybe. But other than that, it is quiet. There's not a lot really going on. Heavier stuff up. Trying to get organized again. Let's. But other than that, it's dead. It is so quiet out here. For a night that the sky was gonna fall, it is snoozing. But you might have a chance. I mean, looks like there's some more showers that are constantly trying to form. So, I mean, everything is flowing up. So, still have more stuff forming down here, especially with this line. This line is still going right on the edge of the mountains. So, it may not happen right now, but might still have a good chance of seeing it overnight. Yeah, a lot of people overhyped today, Junior. A lot of people overhyped it. And Like this guy. I don't even know where this guy is. I had meteorologist. Yeah, from the Cracker Barrel box. Where'd you get your meteorology degree? Cracker Jacks? No. Anyway, this guy. Tennis ball size hail. Damaging winds, lightning, and even a couple, maybe few tornadoes. Really? Yeah. I don't even know where this guy's out of, but my guess is probably Seattle area. Probably Seattle area. But yeah, none of it materialized. And you can tell he's new because he says level 2. A level in the level 2 severe area. Like, level 2 severe area? Level 2. Anyway. I'm going to probably get some hate mail over that one, but it's alright. Um, you know, it's still early in the season. That it's still really early. I mean, Washington gets a crap ton of rain enough as it is, but it's still early. I mean, you guys really haven't had any real warmth days yet. Today was probably your best warmth day. And it's just so early. Wait until you guys have reached like 75 degrees for a couple days. And then a storm rolls in. Like, then maybe something will materialize. But not to the extent of baseball size hail or tennis ball size hail, as this guy says. I mean, tennis ball size hail. I mean, damaging winds. I mean, come on. We don't get that here. We've never gotten that here. Ever. We don't have the dynamics in our atmosphere on this side of the Rockies to support updrafts that strong. Doesn't happen. Maybe that big. Maybe, Marble, Boulder. When you go remember the big marbles? Yeah, you had the little bitty marbles and then you had the big boulders. Maybe Boulder marble size hail. But even that's like a 50-cent piece. We don't get bigger than like a 50-cent piece here. We don't have the dynamics for anything bigger. We just don't. We're not in Tornado Alley. We don't get the cold air from Mexico, from Canada, from the polar. We don't get that really, really cold air we don't get that really hot air, or that warm, moist air from the Gulf of America. I gotta start remembering to say that now. Gulf of America. We don't get it. It's just not gonna materialize. We depend on the sun for our instability. Have to have the sun. And it just doesn't. As quick as these storms are popping, that are all around right here popping, as quick as they pop, they die. They die quick. Look, look how quick they die. As quick as it forms, it dies. Gone. New one forms. Dead. Forms. Look, as quick as they form, they die. and then we get new little cells pop up. But it just that's all the heat that's there. They grow, they blow up, and they die. That's as strong as we get. Yeah, this was really overhyped. It was really, really overhyped. I mean, it looks like this cell right here that's forming. My aunts and uncles in Centralia are probably getting a little bit, but other than that, I mean, it's just a little bit of rain here and a little bit of rain there, and a lot of it's just clouds. It's not a whole lot out there. It's as quick as some of these cells are popping, they die. They don't even make it 20 miles down the road before they die. It's just, it's all that's in the atmosphere. It's all that's there. We don't really have that big pop that we need for the big storms. Now, give it a month. Give it a couple weeks. Let's get some of that spring going in the Northwest. Let's get some of that spring, some of that melting. Let's get those temperatures up, and then let's see when another decent cyclone moves in, and then maybe we might have something to talk about. But let's wait and see what happens. But this was all hype. This was, oh my God, the biggest storm that we've ever seen ever is going to hit today. Because all this right here, well, I guess that, wait, but that right here, yeah, all this right, was the biggest hail ever. You tell me when Washington and Oregon have ever seen tennis ball size hail. I'll wait. Not ever. When have you guys ever seen hail that big falling from the sky? Not never. And it was going to happen today, of all days, with very little shear. With no shear, there's no updrafts. There, very little shear, very little instability. I mean, yeah, it was blue skies and it was warm earlier, but as soon as that front came in, it went. Yeah, we're getting some storms. I'm not arguing. Yes, we saw some storms, but were they severe? No. Did we get a severe thunderstorm warning? No. Did we get a tornado warning? No. Did we get 7 special weather statements today? Yes. We got 7 special weather statements. Is a special weather statement a level of severity? It's like the powder puff version of severe. It's, hey, we're seeing pea-size hail, and the winds are gusting to 40 miles an hour, and there's frequent clouded ground lightning, and that's it. It's an alert. It's to say, hey, if you're going out, you might catch a downpour. You might see pea-size hail. Maybe granular is more like it. Just enough to where you hear ice hitting your glass and it's like, man, is that hail? But tennis ball size? It was going to happen today. Remember that. March 26th of 2025, the sky was going to fall and we were going to see tennis ball size hail for the first time ever in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah. Send me a picture of that. I'd love to see it. Because now wait. Wait. Now, Montana, Montana gets some good size hail. Don't get me wrong. I've seen it. I've seen it in Billings. I've seen it in Butte. I've seen some good size hail, but this is also the top of the Rockies. This is the very, very top of the Rockies. So you're getting that cold air from Canada with that heating and maybe some of that moisture flowing up, especially in June. And now, the severe months up here in Montana, in North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, and Wisconsin is June to August to September-ish. It starts down here January, February, March, April. By May, it's up here. By June, it's up into here. In July, you'll start seeing that. Yeah, you'll start seeing it in July and August. July. Sturgis, that's in July. August. July, into July. So yeah, I don't doubt that. But you can get some of that humidity coming from Texas and Oklahoma all the way up into the Sturgis, South Dakota area. So yeah, you get bigger hail up in this area. I'm talking over here. I'm talking in this area. Over here it's different. Over here it's even more different. Even through here it's different. This, you get different dynamics. You know why? Because all this moisture comes up off the Gulf. And you get cold air coming out of Canada. And it mixes together and we get the big, huge tornado outbreaks. Don't doubt it. I've seen big hail in South Dakota. I've seen bigger than baseball size hail in South Dakota. I've seen bigger than baseball size hail in North Dakota. I've been in it. I've been in it. I totally 100% would agree that you do get bigger hail on that side because that humidity comes up during the summer and that cool air sometimes peaks over the Canadian border, and yeah, you will get severe storms up next to the Canadian border during the summer months. 120% agree. I'm in agreement because I've seen the tornado outbreaks during the summer right close to the Canadian border in Saskatchewan. I agree. But in this area, baseball size hail in this area, in Washington, in Seattle, downtown Seattle, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I agree. My brother takes off from Northern California, right here, Northern California, where we are, and rides all the way to Sturgis every summer on his Harley. I completely agree. I follow storms all out there when they're out there. But I'm just saying, baseball size hail on I-5, you would never see it until the sky is really about to fall, and we're talking it's raining cats and dogs outside, and maybe at that point. Right now, no, not gonna happen. But that's what they were calling. They were calling for tennis ball right here in this area. Right here. They were calling for 2 inch in diameter or bigger hail. Right here, watch. I'll pull it back up. I'll pull up the fake news. For Wednesday afternoon and evening, this level 2 severe risk includes Seattle and Portland and the entire I-5 corridor from Everett to Eugene. Scattered severe storms are likely, and the strongest could produce up to tennis ball size hail, damaging winds, lightning, and a few tornadoes within the level 2 risk area, this is the level 2 risk area right here. The red box area is this level 2. Was never going to happen. Ever. They bought that indoor stuff in Washington is what they did, and they hyped it up a lot. The biggest I've seen, me personally, is 50-cent piece. A 50-cent piece size hail, which is a little bit smaller than golf ball. A little bit. A golf ball is more like 1 inch in diameter. So, I mean, in this area right here, from here, in this red stretch, we weren't ever gonna, actually, let me pull it this way. And this stretch here, right here, was never going to happen. Ever. It wasn't going to happen. Then, yeah, I'll use the green screen to show you that. It wasn't going to happen. Now, I've seen 50-cent piece, like actual pretty good sized 50-cent piece in Washington. But I've seen that here in California. I've seen golf ball here in California. But we just don't get that strong updraft for anything stronger. And that was a supercell. I mean, we seen 3 tornadoes drop from that supercell as it formed. I got a screen right here. It formed right over here off these mountains, came into the valley, came right through Willows, and then dissipated. We saw 3 tornadoes. We saw one here, we saw one here, and we saw one here. And then this is foothills. Right after Oroville's foothills. And as soon as it hit the foothills, it died. It only survived from this side of the valley to this side of the valley. And as soon as it hit the foothills and went up into the Sierra Nevadas, it died. It's just, it happens every spring. We'll get a strong thunderstorm. We'll get some 50 cent, little bit bigger than 50 cent size hail. And then, we'll get a few tornadoes. But, it just, we will never see that type of big hail here. unless it is the monster of all monster supercells that, I've seen big, huge. I've seen big storms here. I've seen big, huge supercells. It just we've gotten hooks. We get hooks here in California. You'll see the big flow and a hook. I've been in them in California. Let me see if I can pull. Let's see. Can I? Let's see. Let's do that. Let's do this way. Let's go. Come on. Let's see. Let's go photos. Albums. Is it profile maybe? No, not profile. So let's go photo. Album. Cover. So this is in California. This is a tornado that from a low top supercell that formed. This was out in Alabama from me out chasing big tornadoes. Was on the Weather Channel. Let's see. Arkansas in a supercell. Tornado warned. And this is Arkansas. Big wall cloud. I got my windshield broken in it. Let's see. Where's that picture? I had a picture being in. Oh, it's right here. Here's your wall cloud, and your this was a supercell right here, and this produced several wall clouds, and this was your hook echo. Here's your thunderstorm, and this is your hook echo right here. And I was actually live when it was going. So, happens all the time. But as far as anything else, it just doesn't happen that often. But we get them. And even that, with that big nasty hook echo, guess what? We still only got maybe 50-cent piece. It wasn't golf ball. Definitely was not golf ball. It was maybe quarter. It was a lot of quarter and a few 50-cent pieces. And that was it. It was mainly quarter size hail. And that was a big nasty hook echo that formed right here. It was right near in Merced, where we just had that tornado warning last week. It was right here in this area. And that was, we just don't get it that often. It just doesn't happen that often. But when it does happen, yeah. I've seen 6-7 funnel clouds from that hook echo. But we just don't get them that often. But when we do get them during the spring, oh yeah, they're like that every time. Oh yeah, during the campfire here in Paradise, where I live. So this is Butte County. I live right here just south of Oroville in this area. And the Paradise fire, yeah, we had huge, the campfire of 2018. Oh yeah, we had fire tornadoes roaring. We had that smoke was going up 40, 50,000 feet in the atmosphere. It looked like a big, huge supercell. Even with the one in Reading here, what fire was that? That was the what was the fire in Reading that had the EF2 fire NATO? What fire was that? That was the. It's not the Valley Fire. What was that? That was the. What fire was that? It was in 17, I think. 2017, 2018. I can't remember what fire that was, but yeah, I mean, they had an EF2 fire NATO. As the fire went through Whiskey Town and was right there on the west edge of Reading, it went up through Whiskey Town, and yeah, EF2 fire NATO. So, I mean, we get them. But a fire creates its own weather. Fire has always put itself out. We didn't have, back in the old days, they didn't have fire departments. If a wildfire started, Mother Nature put it out. That's why the fires are so bad now. Because we go in and we put them out, and then it just builds up more fuel, more fuel, more fuel, and then you get a big, huge monster fire, and it ends up burning so hot it sterilizes the ground so nothing will grow on it. If a fire were to start in small, low grass, life would rebuild. That's how our forests have cleaned themselves out for many, many a year. But since we go, oh, this fire is going to come close to us, we're going to put it out. And then next thing you know, 5 years later, there's even more fuel, even more this, even more that, more dead, and it just burns so hot you can't put it out. Because there's so much fuels, there's so much everything, and we just can't put it out. You can't put out a raging inferno. If you just let it burn and do what it does, and maybe if it starts getting close, okay, then hose a little bit. But if you just let it do what nature is trying to do, we won't have fires as bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad. See, I can believe golf ball. I can believe golf ball because golf ball is just a little bit bigger than a 50-cent piece. I'd believe that a whole lot more than tennis ball. What do we got? 7 minutes? This box right here is going to disappear in 7 minutes. So at 9 o'clock, that's when this goes away. Yeah, I think I have something in place that doesn't allow people to post links on my chats because I get stupid scammers that come through and try taking you to the accident, and then you click on it and you end up getting hacked or something. So yeah, I pretty much have tried to eliminate that as much as possible. Get people trying to post a sex site or something on to get more traffic. They go, oh, this guy It happens a lot on Facebook. They go, "Oh, this guy has 40,000 subscribers," and "Oh, this guy's gonna." Yeah, Facebook is way worse for spam. I get so much freaking spam. I had one earlier. As soon as I started this video, someone came in and spammed a link. It didn't show up on the chat, but it showed up on the Facebook side that if you went and actually clicked on my live stream and looked at the comments, it was right there that I had to block and ban someone. But during the campfire, I had 3 million views on the campfire because I was the only one live in Paradise in 2018 during the campfire. During the spillway crisis right below Lake Orville, when we're dealing with the spillway issues with the run, the chutes and the spillway. As soon as we had all that and it was falling apart, and then I had 8 million views on everything from the spillway. I mean, big events, yeah. I get a lot of views, but and then when you get the bigger views is when you get the most spam and you get the most crap, and you got to go through, and I got to have 3 to 4 mods constantly looking at the live stream and kicking people off because they're doing. It's just nuts. Especially during the big tornado outbreaks that all go out into the Midwest and start chasing, get a lot of spam, get a lot of crap. More on Facebook than YouTube. YouTube, I really don't have a problem with it on YouTube, but I've taken measures to protect on YouTube. Facebook, you can't. There's no way of really protecting yourself. But if you say don't allow links, it doesn't allow you to even post a link in your own chat. So it doesn't matter if you're a moderator, doesn't matter if you're the one actual streaming. I couldn't even post a link in my own chat. If I say don't allow links, I can't even post something, or one of my mods can't post a link to show you guys something else either. So it's not like it's rules for me and not for thee. It's goes for everybody. So the only way is to actually have people monitoring the chat and monitoring doing everything, so when they do it, they just get banned. So, but I'm not very big on YouTube. I'm 4,900, I think, on YouTube. I'm not very big on YouTube. I'm way bigger on Facebook. I got 30,000 subscribers on Facebook. Only 4,900 on YouTube, because where the big bulk of my people are. A lot of people, if they do Facebook, they don't really do YouTube. If they do YouTube, they really don't go on Facebook. So that's why I'm streaming live on YouTube, and that same stream is being broadcasted on Facebook. So it reaches both people, but a lot of people on Facebook, yeah, they go on YouTube, they watch videos, they do this, they do that, but they're not as involved in YouTube, where to as a YouTuber who says, hey, I do nothing but YouTube, they don't really do anything on Facebook. It's like, I don't really know how Facebook works. Do you have a Facebook account? No, I don't. I have a YouTube account. They're like, oh, but I'm not on YouTube. It's like, oh, couldn't tell you. Yeah. See, and Twitch isn't very friendly for people like me. I've tried streaming on Twitch, and I didn't try it again. I can tell you that much. There it didn't really show me anything. Like I it doesn't show me all the dynamics that like YouTube. Like I can see all the chat comments here. Facebook, I can see all of them. All my multi-stream. Anytime someone comments on YouTube, and then right below it will be a comment from Facebook or Facebook, YouTube, and it all puts it together so I can see it. Twitch, not so much, but so how did you guys see this stream? Did you search? Did you search for like northwest storms, or did it suggest you to me, or how how exactly did you guys see the stream? Was I recommended because you live in the northwest, and I say severe storms in the northwest, so it was suggested to you, or how exactly did you guys see the stream pop up? Huh, I gotcha. I searched Facebook for Portland thunderstorms, and it popped up. I watched for a bit on there and then found your YouTube link. Ah, gotcha. So the reason why I'm bigger on YouTube is because there's a lot of groups, and I'm in a lot of the big groups with millions of people. And so when I'm out storm chasing, I'm monetized on Facebook. I'm not monetized yet on YouTube because of the watch time. There's so much more you have to do on YouTube than Facebook. And during the big storms and the big outbreaks and stuff like that, I've been trying to really involve YouTube into it, but I don't get near the success on YouTube as I do on Facebook. And I mean, Facebook, I mean, on a good Facebook day, I mean, on a good Facebook month, it could be $5,000 to $7,000 when I'm out chasing, or when I'm out forecasting, or using the green screen on a good, like a lot of storms, and staying busy and going up and pointing everything out on the green screen. I mean, I can bring in some good money on YouTube, or sorry, on Facebook, but YouTube, I don't get near the success as I do, and I share my video everywhere. Like I constantly try to grow and grow and grow and grow. I mean, it's just what I've been trying to do, but YouTube, it's so much harder. I don't get near the success as I do. Yep, and there it goes. Just 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 dropped. So the severe thunderstorm watch is now over. So we can see during the life, and we didn't see any big storms, and then now it's gone. So um, I've had people do supers, whatever supers are on YouTube, and I haven't gotten them because I don't have the ability, because of how much watch time and how much I have the subscribers, You got to have over 1,000 subscribers. I have that. You got to have this. You got to have this. So I've had people do supers and do this and that, and I still haven't gotten any of that money because I'm not eligible yet, even though I can, but it doesn't allow me to enter in my bank information or anything. So I have a bunch of money on YouTube that I can't even get until I can get the watch time up and I can get this. So then it's like, well, gee, I don't even know at one point if they're gonna retro and pay me all that or not, honestly. But hey, Justin, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Appreciate that. It really does help. You're my newest YouTube subscriber, Justin. So I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you how it's going to work on YouTube. Honestly, you can't reach out to anybody. There's no one you can call and say, hey, I've been getting supers from my fans. When do I get that money? It's like, oh, when you become eligible. I was like, what if I never become eligible? Yeah. Yeah, super chats. Oh, yeah. I don't think I'm at 200. I don't even know what I'm at, honestly. I guess I can show you. I mean, I don't have anything to hide. Let's see. I don't even know how many watch hours, and I mean I honestly don't sit and monitor it. I really don't. So I don't even know what I have, honestly. Barely even remember how to use YouTube. I know that I got videos to upload. Let's see. Analytics. Yeah. See? I got a lot of videos. I got a crap ton of videos. So it's just now starting to hit severe season. So 49, 20. So content. See, I don't really do shorts. I really don't do a whole lot of shorts. So let's see if I go earn. Yeah, see? You need 3,000 public watch hours, and I'm only at 478 before I can apply. And then you need 3 million short views, and I only got 11,000. So, and then, but you have to do it within 90 days. And if any during that time you become less, you start over. So, but Facebook, I don't have a problem with Facebook. I mean, yep. What the hell? Man, I got 23,000 likes and 29,000 followers. So I really don't have a problem on Facebook. I mean, you know, I post a lot on Facebook because I'm always on Facebook. So if I am here, I'm posting, you know. I mean, for some reason, I don't know why it didn't do it, but I mean, maybe it's not that video. I mean, this is the one I got to add, and you can see all the hail. And there's the wall cloud right there. So, I mean, hail is just covering the road. So I gotta add this video still to YouTube. Haven't did it yet. And there's the wall cloud right there. So I post a lot on YouTube. So this was just 7 days ago, last week. So I mean, so I post a lot on Facebook. I really do. And you know, but haven't really got to that part yet. I mean, I'm still trying. I really am. I'm still trying on YouTube. I'm giving it the best I got, but like I said, I get way more success on YouTube or on Facebook than on YouTube, but I'm still trying. Yeah, I but the problem is that you gotta always make content. I mean, I do weather, I do construction. I mean, I have like 4 different jobs. This is my weather studio. Me doing this is pretty much, you know, starting to become part time because I work full time for another company, and at one point I owned my own business, so I was able to do this more, and it's not really going that way hardly anymore. But I seriously, I'm trying, but it's a lot to keep up with. I haven't even. It's so much to keep up with. I haven't even added those videos that I was just showing on Facebook to YouTube yet. I mean, and that was last week. It's been a crazy week. So, it looks like Washington's starting to get a lot more heavier rain. Let me turn that off. Let's go to next rad. Yeah, maybe a little bit of heavier rain. But this is all pretty much over with. Man, there's nothing now. Couple little spots here and there. I don't even think any of it's coming into my house yet. Anything coming over the pass? Nope. That would be a Anything on my local Doppler? An error. But nope, doesn't look like it either. So if I turn that off, does it even say anything's coming up here? Oh, a little bit. Shows a little bit trying to come in. Looks like the windiest stuff is still moving ever so slowly out here. High pressure trying to set in. Maybe a little bit trying to pull in a little bit. But other than that, not really a whole lot going on. Some trying to form around. Let's see if If I kill that, let's turn on the infrared. And of course you don't get this part. You can only see it a little bit. So maybe another good chance for some rain tomorrow. Probably some looks like it's going to get really windy for us here in Northern California tomorrow. With these isobars coming in, looks like it's going to get windy, especially all for everybody. See a lot of wind coming tomorrow. Onshore flow, a lot of onshore flow. So you can find someone who will be able to make sure it's video stuff. Yeah, I don't have the time to. That's the thing, is you got to have time to find people to do stuff, and I don't have the time. It's like, it's been a lot just to get to where I am now. I mean, whew. I mean, if you look at my growth, it goes like this. I mean, forever I was like this, and then now it's up. So within the last 6 months, I've gained probably 3,000 people in the last 6 months on YouTube. So I mean, I've been trying to do more, been trying to put it out there, but it's, yeah. I think I'm actually gonna kill the stream on, since this is now over on Facebook. I think I'll kill the Facebook live. Let's see if I remember how to do that. Let's see. I can stay going a little bit on YouTube. Let's see. Let's see. It's not editor. Multi-stream. Multi-stream. Maybe. Nope. Not that. There used to be a button. I forget. Is this one? Stream. No? Huh. It's not that you could always kill one and not the other. But maybe not. My other software I could, but since I've been growing, I've been investing a lot of money into everything, like the green screen, and I've been putting more and more money into everything. So, but no, now it's quiet. So I don't really suspect anything really going on for the rest of the night. See if they say anything for tomorrow. Let's see. Oops. look at day 2. Maybe some isolated thunderstorms in the area tomorrow. Everything looks like it's going to be pretty much the stronger stuff. It's going to be out in Nebraska and Iowa and Missouri and Kansas, and then the southern part of Florida, on Texas, where all that where all that onshore flow is coming in. Let's see, tornado risk, 2%, really low. Wind and hail, looks like more of a hail threat. And then day 3, maybe some isolated on, what's that, Friday? Yeah, Thursday, so this would be Friday. And then the big stuff, day 5, Sunday. Medium range. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Sunday. Let's see. This will support scattered thunderstorm development with increased shear environment by afternoon. Severe supercell storms are expected, accompanied by the risk of very large hail, damaging winds, and a few tornadoes. Storms could spread southeast of the Ohio, Mississippi Valley overnight. And then Monday, looks like more of a threat on Monday, but just have to see how things go. Might get some more storms this weekend, looks like. So looks like another chance that I'll be live probably all day Sunday. If that does materialize, then I'll be here with the green screen and doing everything for the storms out in the Midwest. So, well, I think. What, you need to go outside again? Oh, what? Yeah. What? 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 Thank you. You want to go outside or something? You want to go outside or something? Is that why you're crying so much? Is that a yes? You want to go outside? Outside? You gotta go potty? You want to go outside? Maybe? You want to think about it? Okay, come on, let's go. Want to go? Come on. Go. Okay. Go potty. So, anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and kill the stream, and then if you're on Facebook, like I said, I'll be posting more updates for the next outbreak that's expected on Sunday. A lot of times I'll go live and I'll leave the Doppler up until things start really popping off, and then I'll come on, so I'm not talking like this for 6 hours before anything pops. So a lot of times I'll leave the Doppler up and going, and then I'll come on and then turn on the mic and do everything. But if you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook, go ahead and do a search for us, National Storm Center. If you like and subscribe there too, and anytime that we go live, you'll get a notification. So appreciate everyone staying on. I know it's almost 9:30, and not really much happened today. Was really hoping something else might happen, but hope you guys follow me and show me on the next time.